Hey, welcome to the Coin Box. Today we're looking at this 1973 20 centavo coin muled with a 1 peso obverse. And in my last video I talked about what a mule coin is, so if you haven't watched that video yet, I would encourage you to go watch it. In this video I'm going to show you very briefly how to identify a mule coin from the regular 20 centavo coin. So they look almost identical, but there's a very quick and easy way to tell them apart, which is what I'm going to show you in this video. And then we'll talk about the value of these coins, its current market value, and then at the end I'll give you the specs of this mule coin. Okay, so the quickest way I know of telling apart the mule coin from the common coin is by looking at the T in the word estados. And that'll tell you right away if it's a common or a mule coin. In the common coin, the T has these pointy arms coming down, right? And on the mule coin, which is the peso obverse, the T is kind of squared off. So it won't have those arms. I don't know if there's a better term for it, the serifs maybe, but it's squared off and doesn't have that tipping down. So you can tell that difference right away, and that's key. That's something you need to remember. But if you need confirmation, you can look at the M in Mexicanos, and you can tell that the center of the M on the common coin dips pretty far down. It's a wider M and it dips pretty far down. On the mule coin, it's a narrower M and the dip is only about a third way down, so it's much higher. So that's another clear difference. Then if we go back to the A, for example, right after the T that we just looked at, you can see that on the mule coin, the A again is kind of squared off, and on the common coin, we have those flat bottom of the A. So there are other small little differences, but really all you need to remember is the T. Look at the T if you're browsing a listing on eBay or Facebook or Instagram or wherever it may be, or if you're looking at coins in person. That's the quickest and easiest way to tell. You don't really need a magnifying glass. You don't really need anything else. You can just look at the T and remember if the T has those angled little arms coming down, that's the common coin. If it's squared off, then you're looking at a 1973 mule coin. Now, as far as value on these mule coins, the value is all over the place depending on condition, of course. So for example, this one I have here is definitely circulated and on the lower end of the condition. And I bought this one for 450 pesos in Mexico, which equals about $23. And that's definitely on the cheaper end. And actually, I've seen other ones in even worse condition go for more. But on average, a circulated mule coin like this one goes for anywhere between $25 and $50. And then if we move up and get into the uncirculated condition, I've seen uncirculated brown ones go for around $125, and uncirculated red ones go for closer to $150. I've only seen one NGC graded MS65 sell recently on the Mexico market, and it sold for $225. But that's only one auction, so it's not an average of several, so I'm not sure if that's the true market price for these coins. But that's just to give you a general idea of the value on these, at least on the Mexican market currently. I will say though that if you want to own a mule coin, this is probably the coin to get, because compared to US mint mules, which are far more scarce and in much higher demand, these are definitely much more accessible, both in quantity, availability, and in price. Next up, let's go over the specs of this mule coin. It's most commonly known as the 1973 20 centavo mule coin, although in Mexico at least, you may see it referred to as the Icasa Type 2, named after José Luis Icasa Campa, who discovered the coin. The mintage in 1973 of the common 20 centavos was 78,398,000. Although when considering the total number of possible mules minted, the obverse die life expectancy is a better number to go on, which is closer to 400,000 strikes. As with most errors, there's rarely an official number of how many were minted, but we know there are at least 72 mules graded by NGC, and if I had to guess, I would say there are anywhere between 500 and 1,000 currently known in any condition. The mule coin was only minted in 1973, and the obverse is a 1 peso obverse, most likely either from 1970 or 1971. I'll leave a link in the description to this article, which was written by José Luis Icasa Campa, in which he points out that the M and the I on the mule obverse are doubled, just like the M and the I on the 1 peso coin. As far as I can tell, only the 1970 and 71 peso obverses have those letters doubled, which would suggest it was a die from one of those years which was used on the mule coin. The rest of these specs apply to both common and Mule 1973 20 centavo coins, but it's interesting to note that the diameter of this coin is 28.5 millimeters, while the diameter of the 1 peso coin is 29 millimeters. So the obverse die used on the Mule coin is slightly larger than the reverse die, which is why there is a smaller rim on the Mule coin. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, comment below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.